But I'm trying to go to root. I'm trying to get
we can change user.
Yeah, how do we change user?
To
switch user. Switch user to you're right. But we are not going to EC2, we are going to root.
Then we can use the / the backward slash.
No, not root directory, root user.
Or root user.
Okay.
We need to get out of Coco before we can get to root user now.
That's exactly what we're trying to do. How do we get out of it?
Let's change user to EC2 user, and then
we move to
EC2 user, then from there we can go to root.
Okay, EC2, that's a good one. EC2 user. Let's try that. So what's the password for? Do we have password for EC2 user?
No.
Yeah, we did not.
The password that we need here is Coco's password, right?
Okay, don't worry. I know why we are facing all of this. I know why. So
now we are in
EC2 now. We're in EC2 now. All right. Those commands were good, but it's just that I will explain why we're facing. Now, the person that can do all of that is root, right?
Yes, sir.
In fact, I can explain now why we're having all of it. The two users, the things I'm trying to show you now, they are beyond what is accommodated in cloud. In cloud, specifically in AWS, the two users that are accommodated are only EC2 and root. All this Coco and code that I'm trying to create is just for you to learn how to do it. But in cloud servers, they are not recognized. That's why we're having this difficulty going into them. But if we're not in cloud, if we were on a Linux system within an enterprise environment, then we can create as many users as we want and play around with them. But within cloud, only two users are recognized, EC2 and root. Any other thing, we are going to have problems because the nature of cloud itself, like we are going to study later on, does not allow any other kind of user. This is the EC2. Every user is EC2. The level of access you want that particular EC2 to have can be determined by services within cloud, not services within Linux. So what was it that we wanted to do? We wanted root to be able to do something, right? So now let's go to root. Now that we are comfortably in EC2, we can alternate between root and EC2. That one is not a problem. We only begin to have problems when we use other users outside EC2. So what's the command to go to root? Sudo su. Exactly. So this was the same command we typed when it was Coco, and it was telling us, all right, so we are now root, right? So what do we want this root to do? We want this root to make Coco a member of Wheels group, right? So the command is user mod -ag, make him wheel who Coco. This is the command. This is the command I needed. All right. So we'll press enter. There's no negative, no report, nothing. Everything is. So with this one now, Coco is now a sudoer. In other words, Coco is now an administrator. Coco is now able to do everything. So if I say, look at another command, ID, it will tell me that ID of Coco. So it will tell me that Coco is now a member of the Wheels group, in addition to being a member of Coco, which is by this. I don't know if you get that. Okay. So what I mean is, let me switch user to Coco now. Switch user to Coco, right? Okay, let me first of all go to EC2 like that man recommended. EC2 user. And then let me switch user from EC2 now to Coco. Switch user to Coco. What's Coco's password? Coco 1, 2, 3. So we are Coco now. Give me any task now that admin should do. You see that Coco will be able to do it. For example, create a user and give him a password. Let's do it. How do we create user? User add, and then Akin. User add Akin. Coco ordinarily should be able to do that because Coco is a sudo. So
do we verify if Coco was a sudo?
Yeah.
Yes, we did here. But if you want, we can also check. How do we verify?
ID Coco.
Yeah, that's one way. Another way to verify is groups. What groups does? Please note this command. That's why we are doing Linux. The reason we are doing Linux is for us to learn these commands. Please note them. So Coco belongs to two groups. It belongs to the group Coco and it belongs to the group we. That is one way. Of course, the father of all the ways. Yeah, somebody mentioned cat. Cat. What do we cat? Cat group, right? Or cat password. And then you see that Coco. No, this one is not showing us anything we want. Cat. No, this one will not show. Okay, so these are not good ways. The good ways to know, the ways to know are to cat to do groups and ID. Those are the ways. All right. But again, like I said, any other user, the reason we're just going through this is for us to know how these things work in enterprise environment. For cloud environments, they will not really work as you expect because the only two users that cloud recognize are root and EC2. Even though we are giving Coco power here, cloud does not recognize Cocoa. That is why, not Linux. Linux recognize Cocoa, but the hindrance we're having is because we have this system in cloud. Do you understand the difference between being in cloud and not being in cloud, being an enterprise environment?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Let me quickly explain this so that I don't forget. Then you can ask a question. So when we have a system, like there's a bank being set up and they call you as the network administrator, as the network engineer to come and set up this. Then you set up, this is the four walls of the bank. Then you set up all of the systems one by one. Maybe, for example, maybe physical system, maybe 25 of them, all of them network. The technical people, the technicians came, they did all the cabling, completed all the networking, they connected the cables to switch, and everything is working. So you come in now as the engineer that you are, you load the operating system here, Windows 10, Windows 11, Windows, and because everything already is connected to switch through cables, you just create your own server here. And on this server, you run a Linux operating system, all right? So this is the Linux operating system that you are using to administer this network. So this Linux operating system, for example, is connected is connected to this system. And from this system, you can manage all these other computers one by one. And even computers connected to this network from the outside world through the gate. You can monitor and manage, administer all of through this Linux operating system. In this case, this Linux operating system is, we are running it on an enterprise environment. This is enterprise. As contrasted with if you had all of this replica, but not in physical form, but in cloud. If you had all of this one in cloud, where you have all of the EC tools, so you have all of this, not in physical form, but in virtual forms in cloud, all the machines. And then of course, you have your server, your EC2 server in cloud. And from there, everything here is cloud-based. So this is enterprise, but this is cloud. When I say enterprise compared to cloud, I'm saying the old school, the old-fashioned way that I am coming from of running this compared to the new-fashioned way of running these things. So in this environment, only EC2 user and root are recognized as users. But in this environment, you can create as many users as you want, like we are trying to do in Linux. So the reason we are having changing to Cocoa and Cocoa is not working properly, changing to white and white is not working properly, is because we are not working with Linux in this environment. We are working with Linux in this environment. And this cloud as an environment has superimposed its own power on the power of the Linux here. Therefore, there are many things that you should be doing within Linux, but you are not doing in cloud.